Good morning. It's June 2nd, and this is your daily brief in science. Here's everything you need to know. Cutaneous squamous cell carcinoma, or CSCC, is a common skin cancer in the United States with around 1.8 million cases diagnosed each year. While most cases are treatable, a small percentage progress to advanced stages that can be difficult to manage. A recent Phase 2 trial presented at the American Society of Clinical Oncology meeting has revealed promising results for a new treatment approach. The trial, known as Alliance A091802, tested the combination of avelumab and cetuximab in patients with advanced CSCC. Led by Dr. Dan Zandberg from the University of Pittsburgh, the study included 57 patients, primarily recruited at UPMC Hillman Cancer Center. Participants were randomized to receive either avelumab alone or the combination therapy, with the option to switch to the combination if their cancer progressed on avelumab. Results showed that patients receiving the combination therapy had a median progression-free survival of 11.1 months, compared to just 3.0 months for those treated with avelumab alone. This significant improvement suggests a synergistic effect, enhancing the immune system's ability to combat cancer more effectively than either drug alone. Despite these encouraging findings, side effects were reported in 93% of patients receiving the combination treatment, with serious side effects occurring in 48.3%. No treatment-related deaths were noted. Currently, the combination of avelumab and cetuximab is not considered standard treatment due to the availability of other therapies like cemiplimab and pembrolizumab. The confirmed objective response rate was 27.6% for the combination group, compared to 21.4% for avelumab alone. This trial marks the first randomized comparison of cetuximab plus PD-1/PD-L1 blockade against PD-1/PD-L1 blockade alone in CSCC, setting the stage for future research. Notably, patients who switched to the combination therapy from the avelumab group experienced similar survival benefits as those who received the combination from the beginning. Glioblastoma, or GBM, remains the most common and deadly brain cancer in adults, with survival rates often falling below 1 year. However, recent advancements in treatment may offer new hope. A dual-target CAR-T-cell therapy has demonstrated promise in slowing tumor growth in aggressive cases, with nearly 2/3 of patients experiencing tumor shrinkage following treatment. In a study involving 18 patients with recurrent GBM, 62% of those with residual tumors showed significant shrinkage after receiving the therapy post-surgery. The study also established the therapy's safety profile, with 56% of patients experiencing manageable grade 3 neurotoxicity. Importantly, despite 10 patients experiencing this level of toxicity, the therapy was deemed safe and feasible, with no unexpected side effects reported. Survival data from the study revealed that several patients lived 12 months or longer after treatment, which is a notable improvement over typical survival rates for this patient population. One patient even remained stable for over 16 months despite having advanced disease, highlighting the treatment's potential. This CAR-T-cell therapy targets two proteins, the epidermal growth factor receptor, or EGFR, and interleukin-13 receptor alpha-2, or IL-13R alpha-2, and is administered through injection into the cerebrospinal fluid. Evidence suggests that the therapy persists in the immune system after infusion, as seen through T-cell infiltration and immune activity in tissue samples. Future clinical trials are planned to test this therapy on newly diagnosed GBM patients, with the hope that early intervention will yield even better outcomes. The findings were presented at the 2025 American Society of Clinical Oncology annual meeting and published in Nature Medicine by researchers from the Abramson Cancer Center at the University of Pennsylvania. The research team aims to refine the treatment further and explore multi-dose administration in upcoming trials to enhance patient outcomes. On May 30, 2025, the FDA granted limited approval for Moderna's new lower-dose COVID-19 vaccine, MNEXSPIKE, specifically targeting high-risk groups. This next-generation vaccine contains 1/5 of the dose of Moderna's existing vaccine, Spikevax, and aims to refine the immune response. The FDA's decision was based on a clinical trial involving approximately 11,400 participants aged 12 and older, which demonstrated that MNEXSPIKE is safe and at least as effective as the original vaccine. In fact, MNEXSPIKE showed a 9.3% higher relative efficacy compared to Spikevax, with a notable 13.5% increase in efficacy for individuals aged 65 and older. Clinical trials also indicated that MNEXSPIKE resulted in fewer local reactions, such as injection site redness or swelling, while systemic reactions were comparable to those of the original vaccine. The approval is limited to adults aged 65 and older and individuals aged 12 to 64 with underlying medical conditions that increase their risk of severe COVID-19. In contrast, Moderna's existing vaccine remains available for anyone aged 6 months and older without the same usage limitations. In a related shift, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced that the CDC will no longer recommend COVID-19 vaccines for healthy children and pregnant women. This change in vaccine recommendations reflects a broader shift in the FDA's approach, influenced by skepticism from officials in the Trump administration. Moderna's CEO, Stéphane Bancel, emphasized the ongoing threat of COVID-19, citing over 47,000 deaths in America from the virus in the previous year, and stated that this approval provides an important tool for protecting high-risk individuals. Moderna plans to make MNEXSPIKE available in the U.S. by the fall of 2025, coinciding with the start of the respiratory virus season. The FDA's recent approval of MNEXSPIKE aligns with similar restrictions imposed on competitor Novavax's COVID-19 vaccine, indicating a significant shift in FDA policy regarding vaccine approvals. A recent Phase 3 trial has unveiled promising results for vepdegestrant, an investigational oral agent designed for patients with ESR1-mutated estrogen receptor-positive metastatic breast cancer. This trial demonstrated a significant improvement in median progression-free survival, more than doubling the duration compared to the standard treatment, fulvestrant. At the 6-month mark, 45.2% of patients treated with vepdegestrant remained progression-free, which starkly contrasts with only 22.7% of those receiving fulvestrant. Vepdegestrant is notable as the first proteolysis-targeting chimera, or PROTAC, assessed in a Phase 3 trial for breast cancer, aiming to effectively target and degrade the estrogen receptor. The findings have generated optimism within the medical community, emphasizing the need for ongoing research and the exploration of combination therapies in this evolving treatment landscape. However, the overall survival data from the trial remains immature, as less than 25% of the required events occurred during the study period. The trial also highlighted the urgent need for combination therapies, given that both vepdegestrant and fulvestrant showed relatively short response durations, especially in patients treated after CDK4/6 inhibitors. The results could present a new therapeutic option for patients facing resistance to standard endocrine treatments due to ESR1 mutations. Arvinas, the developer of vepdegestrant, plans to expedite the process by submitting a new drug application to the FDA in the latter half of 2025. The trial enrolled 624 patients who had progressed after treatment with CDK4/6 inhibitors and endocrine therapy, with results presented at the American Society of Clinical Oncology meeting and published in the New England Journal of Medicine. Vepdegestrant also exhibited a favorable safety profile with low rates of gastrointestinal adverse events and a treatment discontinuation rate of 2.9% compared to 0.7% for fulvestrant. Secondary endpoints indicated a clinical benefit rate of 42.1% and an objective response rate of 18.6% for vepdegestrant in patients with ESR1 mutations, significantly surpassing those for fulvestrant. Dr. Erica Hamilton emphasized the clinical significance of the progression-free survival benefit, noting that vepdegestrant effectively targets ESR1 mutations, which are known resistance mechanisms, potentially serving as a viable monotherapy option for patients who have progressed on prior treatments. Imagine being able to see in complete darkness, not with bulky night vision goggles, but with contact lenses. researchers at the University of Science and Technology in Hefei, China, have developed infrared contact lenses that allow humans to convert infrared light into visible light, effectively enabling night vision. These innovative upconversion contact lenses, or UCLs, utilize nanoparticles composed of gold, sodium gadolinium fluoride, ytterbium, and erbium ions. They transform infrared wavelengths ranging from 800 to 1,600 nanometers into visible colors, opening up new possibilities for human sight. In tests, users demonstrated the ability to recognize patterns, letters, and flashing infrared signals in low light. Interestingly, performance improved when users closed their eyes, allowing better infrared penetration through the eyelids. However, the images produced by the lenses are somewhat blurred due to light scattering from the nanoparticles, although additional lenses have been incorporated to help address this issue. This technology is non-invasive, marking a significant departure from previous methods that required retinal injections. Initial tests on mice showed that they could see in the dark after receiving nanoparticle injections, showcasing the potential of this approach. While certain animal species, such as rattlesnakes and some fish, can naturally perceive infrared light, humans lack the necessary receptors. The potential applications for these infrared contact lenses are vast, ranging from surgical procedures to cryptography and search and rescue operations, thanks to their ability to reveal heat-emitting objects. Despite the promise of this technology, critics point out that traditional night vision devices remain more practical and powerful, raising questions about the everyday usability of these new lenses. The findings of this groundbreaking research were published in the scientific journal Cell. This has been your daily brief in science. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates via email at www.brief.news. For more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit brief.news/podcasts. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back with everything you need to know.